that time of year again. Halloween is quickly approaching, and I have two perfect books for all of you little ghouls and goblins out there. The first book is called The Graveyard Book, and it is a classic retelling of The Jungle Book, but with a few twists. Author Neil Gaiman trades in the jungle for a cemetery, and the young hero was raised by the ghosts who inhabit it. The book has some amazing illustrations, which were provided by artist Dave McKean. But what's really important about the book is that it won the Newbery Award in 2009. The John Newbery Medal is an award presented by the Association for Library Service to Children. The award is only given once a year and is awarded to an author who shows distinguished work in the community for children's literature. The Graveyard Book is deserving of the Newbery Award because it is well written, and it's the perfect mixture of darkness, magic, and humor, and it has a really great moral and lesson for both children and adults. The book falls under the modern fantasy genre, which means that all things in the story, like the characters, the theme, the setting, fantastical. For example, a young child would never really make their home amongst the mausoleums and tombs of a cemetery, and he of course would never be raised by ghosts. The story begins with our young hero's family being brutally murdered by an evil man named Jack. The baby, in fear, flees to a nearby graveyard. Thus begins his otherworldly adventure. In the graveyard, the baby is taken in by two kindly ghosts, a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Owens. Not knowing the child's name, they decide to name him Nobody, or Bod for short. Bod Owens proceeds to grow up in the graveyard and has many adventures, while under the watchful eye of his guardian Silas, who is undead. Bod learns how to read, write, and sort of take care of himself by using powers he was granted by the graveyard. At 4 years old, Bod meets his first living friend, a girl named Scarlet. They have a lot of fun and crazy adventures in the graveyard until she has to move away. As Bod gets older, he learns more about the world of the dead, along with the knowledge of what really happened to his family. Now, this story has almost every type of monster imaginable, including humans. But I don't want to give anything away, so I'm not going to tell you what happens. If you want to know what happens to Bod, you're going to have to read the book for yourself. Alright, second book is a different genre. It is called St. George and the Dragon, and it has been retold by Margaret Hodge and was illustrated by Trina Shart-Hyman. The story is a traditional piece of literature which has been retold for centuries. This particular retelling is important because of the illustrations. In 1984, it won the Caldecott Medal. The Randolph Caldecott Award is presented by the Association for Library Service to Children, and this award is different from the Newbery Award because it is presented to the illustrator of the book, not the author, and is presented for distinguished artistry in American picture books for children. This book is definitely deserving of that award. Just look at it. From cover to cover, it is filled with beautiful illustrations and pictures. It is reminiscent of medieval tapestries, and there are even pictures bordering the letters. The tale of St. George and the Dragon revolves around a hero, the knight with the red-crossed shield. He has been given a job by the Fairy Queen to go slay a dragon that has been terrorizing the people of England. Along his journey, a princess, who is beautiful, accompanies him. She is from the nearby kingdom that is being terrorized, and it's her job to lead the knight forward on his quest. Now, the dragon, which the knight must face, is as big as a mountain. He is armored with hard copper scales and has 3 rows of steel-like teeth. and like all good dragons, he can breathe deadly fire. Once again, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. If you want to know what happens to St. George and if he lives happily ever after, you're going to have to read the book. I hope that these suggestions have encouraged you to go out and read these two amazing award-winning books. Happy reading!